Hey everybody, Matt with Powers Autographs. Hey, I get this question a couple times a week about third-party autograph authentication and how to do it and who does it and how does it work and all this stuff. So I figured I'd just make a video. Um, just keep in mind, like this video is going to be kind of for the novice autograph collector. I know a lot of you guys who have been in the industry for quite a while, or you guys understand what third-party authentication is. So, this is more for somebody who's just kind of getting into it, or someone who's maybe looking for a gift for someone and isn't quite sure what autograph authentication is and isn't. So, this video is kind of tailored more towards them, but maybe you'll get something out of it. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about third-party authentication. Call it TPA. Is kind of the short term for it. Who does it, why you should use it, and kind of how they do it. So I'll cover that hopefully real briefly here for you. Third-party authentication is basically there are two companies in the United States that are really reputable and that do it. And those companies are JSA Authentication. It's also known as James Spence Authentication. They're based out in New Jersey, and they also have an office out in Florida. And there's also PSA DNA, which is out there in the Los Angeles area. So those are the only two companies that I would ever recommend for anything. Those are the only ones that really hold any value at all. Any other authentication company for autographs we're talking about here is just taking your money. So these are the only two that I would use and ever consider using for autographs. So so with that being said, who should you use and who's better and whatnot. I'm not going to really get into that at all. I'm just going to talk about my experience, and I happen to use JSA, and the only reason I use them, or a couple reasons, is one, they're a little bit closer to me, so I get stuff back a little bit quicker. They're a little bit less expensive, but their turnaround time is definitely faster. So for a dealer like myself, I can get stuff authenticated quicker, I can sell it faster, and it's just a better situation overall. For that sake, that's who I use, but I have nothing against PSA. They both do great work. So why would you want to use third-party authentication? For you, the consumer, it definitely gives you a peace of mind knowing that some other company besides the one that you are buying it from has authenticated the autograph and has given their opinion, saying that it is an authentic autograph. Definitely helps with the resale value, 100%. Anything with JSA or PSA will definitely add value to it. So if you need something for like insurance purposes too, that's also a great way to get your stuff authenticated and definitely raise that value for you. So how do they authenticate this? This is the question I get all the time, and I don't work for JSA or PSA, so I've never gone through their process. But I'm just going to read you real quick here. This is from JSA's website. I printed it off right here. I'm just going to briefly read it exactly what they do here. But step one is compare and analyze the item against valid examples drawn from nearly over 1 million files in their autograph database. So basically what that means is they're comparing it from known good signatures. Okay, pretty straightforward there. Step two, they've got some special equipment here that they can use to basically examine special characteristics with it, see if it's got live ink on there, check letter angles, sizing, spacing differences, stuff like that is kind of what they're looking for to know if it's a good autograph or not. And there's a couple other step three that they do here. They have basically they have a scoring system that they go through with all their authenticators, and they kind of combine those scores and they come up with a score that is going to be a valid or invalid there. So it's pretty straightforward in what they do, but they just have a lot more experience dealing with this than say the average Joe on that. So that's directly from JSA's website. You can get that off their website there, which is spenceloa.com/authentication, and it looks just like this, and you can read off that. So PSA's got something that's very similar on their website. And it just basically just gives you a quick rundown of how it works. So the question I get a lot too is, does third-party authentication guarantee that an autograph is real? And the simple answer is no. When you're sending an item off to JSA or PSA, what you are asking for is their opinion on the autograph, okay? So I'll take just an example for you here on this Mike Trout letter of authenticity here. It basically reads, this document shall serve as a letter of authenticity for the aforementioned item, which JSA Authentication has thoroughly examined. The signature is consistent with a wide range of specific qualities, including slant flow, pen, pressure, letter size, formation, and other characteristics typical of our extensive database of known exemplars we have examined throughout our hobby and professional careers. It is our considered opinion that the signature and item is/are genuine. Okay, so that's exactly what it reads on the letter of authenticity. This they do for kind of more expensive items. And the other item you'll get is kind of like a basic cert like this, which essentially reads kind of the same thing. It says this item has been fully examined by James Smith's Authentication and is our considered opinion that the item is genuine. So if an item passes, does that make your item real? No. You're just paying for that opinion. If it doesn't pass, does it make your item a fake item? No, it doesn't. Do I think that JSA and PSA are right most of the time? Absolutely. Absolutely, they are right most of the time. But they're human beings; they will make mistakes, and it's going to happen. So it's just part of the process there. So, but I always tell people when they call and ask me about third-party authentication and all that stuff is my first thing is to say, hey, always educate yourself on what an autograph looks like. Get to know the kind of tendencies and that type of items they signed and kind of where they would sign and kind of the flow. And, if you study for a little bit there, you can kind of pick up on some stuff and kind of make your own opinion too, which, honestly is kind of one of the best ways to authenticate an autograph if you have experience doing that, is get really comfortable with it and know what works and what isn't. And then if you have, confidence in an item, and you can send it off to JSA or PSA and get that extra opinion on it, and definitely increase the value on it. So, but the first step is always to educate yourself on an autograph. Always, always, always. And I know sometimes that's tough when you're looking to buy a gift and whatnot, and that's kind of where third party comes in. Is it kind of gives you that peace of mind when you're buying that autograph on a quick whim for a gift or something like that. But if you're looking for something for your collection, you've got time. Definitely ask a lot of questions. Where the item came from. Provenance will certainly help, kind of knowing where it came from, but definitely knowing that what the actual autograph looks like, and the characteristics of the type of item that it's signed. Like a Mickey Mantle on a new Manfred baseball is obviously not real. Okay, Mantle died a long time ago, so you want to be looking for like an American League baseball or a certain type of baseball there. So that's certain stuff that you can help with your autograph authentication when you're educating yourself there. So how much does it cost? It ranges anywhere from really $20 on up to a couple $100 for a Babe Ruth ball. It really all depends on the athlete, and some of the better ones are more expensive, like Bryce Harper and Trout usually require a letter of authenticity, which would be something like this. Definitely Ruth and Mantle and those guys are going to require a letter of authenticity. Basic items, kind of like this Pujols Sports Illustrated, just the basic cert is what they'll provide for that. And if they do authenticate your item, what they'll do is take this Trout ball here. They will put their hologram on the baseball. You can also specify if you do not want your hologram on the item. Instead, they will put it on the letter of authenticity for you. So sometimes you'll see that. You'll see the hologram on the item, and it'll look weird to you, but that's just the way that the person who got it authenticated wanted it done. Sometimes team signed baseballs, there's no place to put a hologram on, so you have to put it on the letter of authenticity. But this letter of authenticity will have the same hologram number on there. It'll have a picture of the baseball, and you can see it's the same signature on there, and it's got the same hologram number on it. That hologram number will then be entered into their database, and you can then go ahead and type that number in there, and it'll tell you the item and the athlete there. Just keep in mind, it does take sometimes 4 to 5 weeks to have stuff uploaded, so I get that question all the time too. Why isn't this in there? Well, it was just signed a couple weeks ago at a signing, or it was just authenticated a couple weeks ago. So it does take a little bit of a while there. So, so how do you do it? Here's JSA's form right here. You can get this off their website. You basically fill it out, all your contact information. You fill out the who you're getting it, who the athlete is, You fill in the price, whether it's a letter of authenticity, etc. Then you fill out all your payment and shipping information, all that kind of stuff. So real straightforward there. You can send it off to their New Jersey or to their Florida office. PSA, same thing. You can send it off to their California office, or you can wait until they come and do an autograph show locally for you, and that way you can just get it authenticated right on the spot there. If it does require a letter of authenticity, they will send that out usually like 2 to 3 weeks after they authenticate it, because it's got to have a notary on there. So that will take a little bit of time there. But if it's just a basic cert like this pool host one, they can do that right on the spot for you there. So that's typically the best way. That way you don't have to kind of ship your items out. You're not worried about it getting lost in the mail or by UPS, and you can just get it done right there and then. So that's always definitely a good way. But anyway, so that's just a quick video there of, well, quick video I say. We're at 11 minutes now, but a lot of information to cover. Hopefully that helps you at some point there. If you got any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. But there's a plethora of information there on JSA and PSA's website, and you'll see stuff out there that'll say, well, they don't know what they're doing and all this kind of stuff. I mean, listen, they're going to make mistakes on things, certainly, but overall for the industry, they're definitely a positive. They do a lot of good work, and definitely have added value to items for me as a dealer, but also for you as a consumer too. You get that peace of mind knowing that somebody else has said, hey, this is a legitimate autograph. So definitely a positive all around. So if you got any questions, again, comment below, shoot me an email, sales@powerscollectibles.com, and hopefully I can help answer any questions you have. Again, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. You got any questions, let me know.